Hello, and thank you for joining our conversation with Adrienne Bennett, the first licensed African American female master plumber in North America, and president and CEO of Benkari LLC. I'd like to start out by sharing with our audience your background and letting us know a little bit how you started in the trade industry.
Well, first, I'd like to say thank you for this opportunity. It's truly an honor and a pleasure. I started out as a engineer at Lawrence Tech studying metallurgical engineering, and I was approached at a Jimmy Carter Get Out to Vote rally by Mr. Gus Dowles, who asked me if I would like to make $50,000 a year. I asked him, was it legal? And he said, yes. I said, doing what? And he says, being a plumber.
What are some of the lessons that you've learned as the first female Black master plumber in the United States?
I would have to say some of the lessons that I've learned is patience in this industry, in life. There are so many scenarios that we have to go through in our growth. We need to understand that nothing stays the same and life changes. And we need to look at every day as an opportunity, and we need to look at how we can evolve as we continue to grow and what we are contributing to society, contributing to our families, and contributing to our industries that we may be involved in. Some of the changes that challenges and changes I've seen, and that I would love to see more minorities and women. There are a lot of women that are currently in the engineering aspect of construction, as well on the administrative side. And the West Coast is way more progressive than we are here in Michigan. And I attended a conference in 2018 in Seattle and met so many beautiful women. I would say somewhere around 2,000, and they were there for every trade I could think of. And I was just in awe of these beautiful women. And to see them on different levels, they weren't just apprentices, they were journeymen, they were also foremen, they were supervisors, which I have not seen here in the trades. So we have a lot more growth to do here in our area, and I'm excited about being able to assist that to get that moving forward. We have minorities on our team. We are a minority-owned company, so we're looking to work with the women and minorities and help them continue to grow and evolve in this industry.
I'm going to switch gears right now and talk about projects. I'm sure you have been on your share of significant projects. Could you share one that's particularly close to your heart from a positive standpoint, maybe?
I would have to say the project that was most rewarding and most challenging would have to be the West Annex for the Henry Ford Hospital and Henry Ford Health System. That project required everything I had ever learned in this industry, whether it was being a plumbing apprentice, a journeyman, a master, construction manager, project manager, estimator, purchaser. I had to work 6 days a week, 14-hour days to get this $80 million, 278,000 square foot addition as the liaison.
What advice would you give people, particularly women, who are thinking about starting their own trade business?
Any industry that you're going to be embarking in, you need to be an asset. I made myself an asset. The foreman I worked for, being a woman, being the first woman, with Plumbers Union Local 98, as an apprentice and completing the apprenticeship program, they were not happy that I was there. So I had to figure out a way to make myself be invaluable. I showed up, I was there, and I made sure that whatever was needed to be done, I got it done. I done it as properly as I could. I took care of business.
So what's next for Benkari?
As Benkari is growing, there is, of course, the new technology and the younger people that are on the staff. We've got A.K. Bennett, we have the Alondres, we've got Chris, we've got all these other gentlemen. It's not that I'm missing anyone's name. We have the best workforce ever. And all of these people are on our team, and they're looking and willing to advance to the next level. Whenever I come to them with a task, I ask them, would you be interested in trying this or doing this? This is something that's on the horizon. I'm always looking at in the industry through any association, any membership that we may have, how we can continue to grow with the fixtures now that are being hardwired. We're talking to DTE, which is our local utility company, and helping them to understand how the electricity is being used to operate toilets, to operate faucets, to operate, any other plumbing fixtures that are out there. And that is part of where the technology is headed. And we want to be a part in that footprint as we move forward. So it goes back to the youth. It goes back to them coming to us. My son talked to me about, with the drones. So again, how could I see drones being important in plumbing? And he showed me ways that it can be. So again, we're looking at the younger people that's on our team, and for them to be able to emboss back to us what we need to do.
If you had one thing to share with our audience after our conversation, what would that be?
The importance of water, protecting our drinking water, is essential. That 16-ounce, 18-ounce plastic bottle of water that you're buying now, one day it's going to be $5. And it's going to all either be reverse osmosis, it will not be spring water. Spring water is going to become, so it's going to be obsolete. So we need to protect our drinking water. We need to understand the importance of that. We also need to understand about the quality of what the product is we're using our drinking water with. And when it comes to our drinking water, that's one area I would tell you never to penny pinch on, because we cannot survive without water. We need our water.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Adrienne. For those in the audience, we have an extended version of this interview that we'll be making available for streaming on demand shortly after Kohler Living concludes. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for our Safe Water for All session and David Kohler's interview with Reese Witherspoon.